Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. It is Tuesday, August the 6th, and it's a Tuesday, so I'm joined by Chip Chirimbes today. We are sponsored by GamblersWorld.net, where you can find me, Chip, and I know 10 other handicappers for all your premium sports betting needs. Why not? We got a leaderboard over there, and yes, we give out free picks 5 days a week here, including starting next week our live football show with some new guests will be popping in on the show. So I'll leave you in suspense for that. Like I did last week, we're talking about Doug coming back, like the prodigal son returning to the GamblersWorld.net website. Do me and the show and Chip and all of us here a solid hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's go. We're at 14,000. You know I want to get to like 15,000 by December. I think we can do that. It's not that hard to do. It's free to hit the like buttons. It's free to leave a comment, which most of you do. You can go over to the Twitter X world and follow us all there. And I'm sure we got comments and plenty, Tip, because yesterday we had a little tough one. We went 0-3. Houston, which I had as a premium, you blow leads in the 8th and 9th inning. You're killing me. The Dodgers with the ridiculous 2-out run in the bottom of 9th to put a total over. And then we kind of laid an egg on the third. But you know what? Freebies are freebies.
That's it. So, Sean, you want to win? Go to the website. That's all I can tell you. I mean, we're doing the best we can here, but, these are, like you said, these are free selections and not our premium selections. They're opinions, more or less.
I still get frustrated when I lose a free, especially in a fashion where you're blowing leads, Chip. When you blow the leads twice, come on.
You know what you're supposed to do, Sean? Go out to dinner, wake up the next morning, and find out that you won or lost, and that way you don't get aggravated throughout the night. It makes it a lot easier.
I know, but you know what? I'm a night owl, so I'm not that I'm watching, because I'm not watching the games. I'm a bet it and forget it guy. Like I think, hey, I got a 3-pack up today for Tuesday. I'm undefeated, right? I'm going 3-0. It's just that simple.
Right.
Why would I bet them if I didn't think they're going to win? 2-1's nice. I'm not going to play in a 2-1 day, or even 1-2 if it's just a giant dog, which it isn't a plus 250 dog and whatever. But I just think no matter what I'm doing, right? I'm sure you're the same way. You wouldn't bet it if you didn't think it was going to win. You think you should be undefeated on every play.
Right. Absolutely.
Speaking of undefeated.
Yes.
There are, I think, 28. Who hasn't played in the NFL? Everybody's undefeated except for one team. Because everybody's
31 teams.
So we got 30 undefeated teams here. We got one winner, or actually no, right? Oh, the win 31. Does count. The win did count, but not for paying out at the window. But we got Thursday Night Football. We talked a little bit about yesterday. We kind of go back and forth a little bit about the preseason stuff.
Right.
And I figured I'd talk about it a little bit this morning because we just got our 2 games. And Doug was more of he's going to sit back and wait a little bit before he jumps in. Where I'm a jump into guy. I got 2 games up for Saturday. We talked about it off air.
I do too.
And, I think, you look at, like you say, you look at a line, it kind of tells you what to do. Now, again, it's Tuesday. I haven't read whoever rotation by the coaches for this game here. The Giants are a 3.5-point favorite. The Patriots a 4-point favorite here. Just like as a auto kind of play, you think you play the Giants. They got to kind of change the old chemistry around the team, the whole culture, right? We're losers. Daniel Jones, you're paying all this guy money. He's terrible. I look at the Giants as they got a couple decent backup quarterbacks here for NFL, at least preseason, in Drew Lock and, Tommy Cutlets won some games. What is Detroit? Detroit is a team, right? This is kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs. What are you looking to do here? You're looking to win a Super Bowl, right? You got close. You were right there.
Right.
Are you looking to roll out a bunch of guys here? No. I remember Campbell came in here and they were like undefeated in preseason. It's like, it's preseason, fella. That's good for your wins. I think the Giants are in that kind of predicament, which is why you're seeing a 3.5 here. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think on that game, it's kind of distributing when you see that the Patriots.
And I haven't bet it yet, folks. I haven't bet it. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Well, I'm loving the football weekend in preseason. I think there's a lot of indicators out there that we're getting. One of them might be on Friday. The Patriots being favored by what they are. I mean, they're a 4-point favorite, and that's the team that is the highest how would I put it? The longest odds to make it to the playoffs this year is the New England Patriots, by the way. The Giant game, having them instilled as favorites, that's kind of eyebrow raising, Sean, because here's Detroit. I think that they're the darlings. They're going to be the favorites of the betting public in the NFC this year. I mean, they've got that explosive offense, and they're coming in here as a strong dog. I think, for the most part, you're not going to see the Lions' best this weekend.
Totally agree. The Lions are going to be a team to bet on during the regular season. A lot of hype on them. And the Giants, not so much. You mentioned the Patriots. As we're recording this on Tuesday morning, word of possibly Brandon Ayuk coming to New England. Listen, the guy wants to get paid. Super. You want to win games? I don't know if that's really the destination I want to go to win games, but I get it. You have a small window to make money in the NFL. I'm all for guys getting paid. But, Ayuk to the paid. Whatever that. Let's, again, this is – I didn't even bother talking about that. Let's go. Let's go baseball. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Remember this week in baseball? See if I remember you remember those. Dun, 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 dun. Remember that?
I can tell you a 1962
I love that music.
song.
I'm sure we'll have a 1962 reference on this day in sports in a bit.
Well, something before that, believe it or not. But,
So you got the Phillies and Dodgers today.
Yeah.
Kershaw, he's a small fave, 110, a 8.5 total versus Sanchez. And the Phillies, Dodgers with a 5-3 winner last night. Kershaw, third start back off the injured list. Results as expected when the guy's 40s, been injury riddled a little bit. And Sanchez, he's one of those guys I've talked about with Louis Heel and Suarez on his team and Lugo and some of these young guys. What do you got in the tank? I'm going to let you talk, and I'm going to come back a couple of things I saw with them, but it's your game here. Dodgers minus 110, total 8.5 against Philly.
Well, Philly was my lone loss yesterday. I did go 2-1 on the service. Both these teams have won 66 games, Sean. But if you bet $100 each and every day on each of one of these teams, you'd be down $1,200 with the Dodgers and up almost $200 with the Phillies. So that's the difference between what the odds makers determines the strength of these two teams to be. And the fact that the Dodgers are only a pick 'em at home with Clayton Kershaw. I played against him first time out, and I won. And anytime I play against him, I consider it. He's so tough when he's on that you're really in peril. But he's 0-1. I think Kershaw is going to be struggling right now. I'm waiting for him to get his footing. Look what happened to Blake Snell early in the year. He wasn't quite there. Now all of a sudden, the last 6-8 starts, he's really turned it on. And Kershaw has not had great success against Philadelphia in his career. He's 4-6. His ERA is 2.76, but he hasn't pitched against them in over 3 years. I guess it comes to the injuries and the scheduling and everything else. Now, Christopher Sanchez is going for Philadelphia. He's 7-7. ERA is pretty good, Sean, 3.36. He's lost his last 3 outings and 4 of his last 5 starts. He was bombed by the New York Yankees his last time out. So I'm looking for a big effort out of him against the Dodgers, and I think this pick'em line is sort of telling you Philadelphia's got a great chance. They're coming off the 6-game losing streak. They won a game. I thought they'd come back again last night, but they struggled again. So Bryce Harper's got to have his bat on the ball for them to win. I'll take Philadelphia tonight.
Chip's official play: Philly even money here versus the LA Dodgers. Sanchez as the pitcher versus Kershaw. A couple things. One, you mentioned both teams' wins and how much you'd be down with the Dodgers.
Right.
This is them coming into season. Oh, they get Ohtani, him, Betts, and Ohtani, Freeman. It's going to be, sunshine and lollipops. Did you miss the pitching staff full of guys pitching 5 innings? Kershaw, you mentioned his records versus having played the Phillies for 3 years. Well, 3 years ago, he was 12-3 in 20 games with a 2.4 ERA. He's coming back from an injury. He is, he's 36 years old. The guy's got a ton of mileage. He's like LeBron James mileage on his arm from all the play. Like, he has not pitched more than 29 starts. It's 6 years, 2019. The guy is
he's a Hall of Famer.
Not that he's a Hall of Famer. But even if he's on the ball tonight, striking out guys left and right, is he going more than 4 innings? He's not going more than 4 or 5 innings.
No,
and the bullpen's terrible. No. Because every pitcher on his team goes 5 innings, so the bullpen's totally taxed out. And, the Sanchez numbers, he had a 2.41 ERA through the end of June.
I know.
And then it's ballooned up to 3.36, which
Right.
it might not seem like a lot, but, 7, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6 runs. This is where you kind of hit that little kind of, I don't want to say dead arm, but you're hitting innings limits and stuff like that where you've going to rarefied air. Can you hold up? That's the key. I have no real opinion. I kind of lean over based on both of these guys. I mean, you like Philly because they got a nice little lineup. I like the lineup 1-9 a lot better than the Dodger 1-9 lineup. So I would lean over. But official show pick to get us back on track today here. Chip likes the Philadelphia, I almost said Eagles, Phillies at even money here. I have a barn burner in the AL East between the Baltimore Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, I said multiple times I like my guy Grayson Rodriguez, right? I have a over win ticket for the Cat. It's already cashed. I'm happy about Cy Young. I don't think we're going to get there, but I like the guy. He's really good. Is he good enough to lay a 145 on the road here where his road splits aren't all that great? I don't know about that. And Bassett, how do the Jays trade Kikuchi, but not this guy or Barrios or Spur? I mean, it's just let's run it back. Yeah, because everybody gets a year older. The pitchers will be fabulous as they get a year older off terrible years. I hate saying like auto kind of play games here, but it's just they play on the over here. And besides the fact that the Jays have gotten over 8 of their last 10, and the O's have got over 9 of their last 10. Rodriguez on the road, a little more susceptible. Toronto's been hitting. You see them going 8 out of 10. They're starting, Vlad Guerrero has just been a ridiculous. Yeah. He started out so he's been insane the last 2 weeks, just cranking out, making Bobby Witt look like his father at the dish, like as a pitcher hitting at 54, or however old Bobby Witt Sr. is. I mean, Vlad's been on fire. You look at the Bassett numbers. Are you kidding me? A 3.15 batting average against and a 7 ERA. Oh my goodness, his last in July. Like, what are we doing here?
All right.
What are we? It is. Give me the 8.5. That Orioles lineup, I think, is deep. It's young. It's good. I love them picking up Eloy. I feel bad for the guy because he gets a nice hitter's park, but he's a free agent. I'm going to get a big chunk of at bats here to get a big payday. But give me the over 8.5 here between these two guys. I think the Jays score a couple. They're going to get 3 or 4, but I really think the O's. I'll probably jump into some Oriole Ruby props today personally. I think the O's put up like between 6 and 8 runs themselves, so they might get this themselves, honestly. So give me the over 8.5, Chip.
Yeah, I can see that, particularly getting the hit against Bassett, like you said. I mean, some of these numbers are for him. 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs last time out. Lost his last 3 starts, 4 of his last 5. And he's given up runs. It's sometimes you go through a streak where you pitch pretty well, but you're just not winning. But he's given up runs. Yeah. What bothers me about playing the total, what concerns me is how good Rodriguez has been. He's got 126 strikeouts in 113 innings. He may be able to just shut down Toronto by himself, like you said, but you have to be aware, like we said, of these Oriole bats, and they come to play, and they come with the long ball, and they score a lot of runs. And, with trouble scoring runs, Sean, on August 6th, it was anybody that was up against Cy Young in 1890. He opened his career with a 3-hit shutout. By the way, he pitched. This is the interesting part of stuff that I like about this, Sean. The Cleveland Spiders were the team he was pitching for against the Chicago Colts. So I don't know whatever happened to those teams. We know who Cleveland became. In 1952, the St. Louis Browns had a pitcher throw a 2-hit shutout, 12 innings. That's unusual. But he was 46 years old. I'm talking about Satchel Paige.
I was going to say Satchel Paige.
Satchel Paige, 52 years old, pitches a 2-hit shutout in 12 innings. And that was kind of crazy to think that somebody that age can come out and do that in this day and age.
The analytics would have had that guy out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, of course. And Bobby Cash, whatever his name from Tampa Bay. Tony Gwynn went 4 for 5 in 1999 to push him to 3,000 hits. The unique thing about it was he did it in Montreal, so it's the only time somebody reached 3,000 hits and wasn't stateside. And finally, last but not least, on August 6, 1945, Hiroshima was bombed, and that was the beginning of the end as far as World War II goes.
We have, again, with these pitchers, we're talking about Kershaw going 5 innings, right. Just the Dodgers staff, a bunch of 5-inning guys.
Right.
Where have we gone where we might not have a starting pitcher win 150 games for their career? Like, you go through some of these guys now. They might not get 150 wins because, hey, 12 wins is okay because let's go out and throw as hard as we can for 5 innings. And if you blow your arm out, it's okay. And then this guy, Glasnow's minor league numbers are utterly ridiculous. 30, like just crazy. But he comes to the majors. I don't know. We got to baby the guy. We got money invested in him. I do not understand how in the 80s and 90s, forget about like the 60s and 70s, it was a totally different game. I get it. Those guys didn't have our problems. I mean, it was a rarity. How can you say, and they say the pitchers today are better. How are they better? How are they better? I think the hitters are worse because it's all about home runs and it's about throwing hard.
Yep.
These guys aren't better than pitchers in the early 2000s.
I can't see it. I mean, control-wise, I mean, that's another issue as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, they may be throwing harder. It doesn't make them better pitchers. These 4 and 5 inning pitchers, like you said, how are they going to accumulate any wins? Plus the fact they're not making the 38 starts that Bob Gibson had made and pitchers of that
38,
era.
32 starts. They're not making 32 starts with 6-man or 5-man rotation.
Right. And it's so different now. And, it's sort of like they're taking him out to save him, to take him out the next time he pitches. And that's just the way they're always taking him out, trying to save him for the next time he's going to pitch so that he can take him out for the next time that he's going to take him out. And these guys, so they don't finish anything.
Not that I do Nerfies, but I'm the guy that if you want to do a Nerfie, sure. Right. I look at it as I don't care how bad you are as a pitcher, what team you're playing on. If you're a starting pitcher in the majors, you're one of the top 5 pitchers on your team, right? Without a doubt, top 4, because you're all right. Closer might be one thing, but you're good for an inning, maybe 2. A starter is supposed to be great. That's your best pitcher. He's
all right
for whatever case may be. You can say he's not. He's terrible. He's got a 5.63. We make fun of Bissett's bad ERA or Logan Allen or some terrible guy. The fact is, though, he's good enough to go 5 innings or more. Why not? I am shocked that these teams don't throw a bullpen, the 1-2 bullpen guy like some teams do, and then bring in your starter for the end of the game. He's your best guy. What did you want him in all game long to shut down the team?
And you know what, Sean, what's silly
as opposed to doing it the opposite way. Let's go 5 innings in. Oh, let's get a middle relief guy in there. Hopefully we get an out. We'll do a matchup. What?
And I'll tell you what's silly about analytics. Say a pitcher, the first 6 innings, they hit 200 against him. And in the next 3 innings, they might hit 250 or 275 against. That's still 275. I mean, that's not like they're hitting 500 against you. You're still out there and working on it. I just I'm with you here. These 5 inning starters now. Doug is taking advantage. A lot of people are taking advantage and betting 5 innings and posting 5 innings on games. I like to play the winner. I mean, a winner's a winner, and I don't begrudge it. If you want to bet over, if you want, any way you can win is great.
Yeah.
Any way you can win is great. But personally, I like for the ball game to go 9 innings.
It's again, you got a little more time under the belt to baseball. Me, I vaguely remember 80s. A kid when I'm playing Little League. I'm outside playing. I'm not really watching a lot of games, but I just remember seeing stuff on ESPN in the late 80s and early 90s, watching stuff and going to games. They talk about a guy like Luis Raz for the Padres, like, oh, he's not a good player. Like, hey, what? Because what? He doesn't strike out or hit a home run?
Yeah.
Like the whole WAR stat. Oh, look at a WAR on this guy. What? How can you compare guys today versus guys in the 90s? Like they were saying, like Trout's WAR against Griffey and how he's better than Griffey. I'm like, the guy plays 90 games a year. Like he's never had the most runs he had. Not even sniffing Griffey. Ribby's not sniffing. Average around this. Like, how can you say he's better, WAR above replacement, when the comparisons that Griffey played against for a WAR guy against guys in those things when he mentioned center fielders, that is such a ridiculous. They think Jason Hayward with his WAR is a Hall of Famer. That guy has not played a full season in 10 years. How can you say, oh, the defensive metric? Like they got Ryan Howard's MVP season as he's comparable to Kevin Moss. How is that possible? Stop with the nonsense. Put the best guy out there. They can do whatever
they want with numbers, I guess.
I do not get it. I don't. I mean, listen, strikeouts back in the day, a strikeout an inning guy was good. You're like, oh, strikeout an inning, this guy's, Now it's you're a dime a dozen, but you're going 4 innings. Does it count? Is it the same? I mean, who's winning? Cole is going to be the last of a guy who was going to win 150 games. I thought maybe Strider had a shot. This kind of messed him up. He's going to be out for a year, a little over a year. So that's basically 2 years down. And because that guy was on a good team, and that's a guy. He's a horse. He's an old school guy. He's 280 innings, 280 Ks. He's going to, or not 280 innings, but 200 some plus innings. Where's that today's pitcher? Where is it? We got a baby Paul Skeens because he's new. Oh, we don't want to get hurt. The old guys, it's like, we want to save you for the playoffs. What's happening here, world? What's happening here?
What's happening is we've got some winners if they can get to them. 3-pack tonight.
Go ahead. Say your things. I'm just annoyed with the baseball stuff.
I got a triple play with a mega bucket winner is going to be out there. Hopefully, came back with a nice mega bucket winner last night with Arizona, and looking to do the same time. You have a triple play out there, guaranteed to turn a profit, right? And otherwise, you're going to get the same value from any other handicapper. But we've been on a wonderful tear right now, so get your fancy mega buck play of the day.
There you go. As always, 3, 7, 30-day packages, all guaranteed at gamblersworld.net, where if we don't show you a profit, credit you back, you jump on board, use the leaderboards. I think I'm on a 58% run, something along those lines, last 30 days. Obviously, all baseball, doing pretty good there. I think I'm number 2 to Chip probably in that span. He's been crushing it. But good baseball season. I do got a 3-pack up. Gamblersworld.net for the premium stuff. The free stuff here 5 days a week on the Winner's Circle podcast YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button there. What else we got going on? Me and you tomorrow, some more baseball.
Good.
Probably talk a little bit more football. Why not?
Sure. Yes.
We'll have a nice little rant on something that happens in baseball today that us old guys don't like.
Right.
And I think we've covered it all for a Tuesday. So for Chip, myself, gamblersworld.net, Winner's Circle podcast. Take it easy, everybody. Good luck. Bye-bye.